The next speaker is Calluori Holcombe, Professor of Ceramics from the University of Florida, and she's going to talk on the changing world and new technologies, and she will tell you the title of her paper. It's a good one.
Thank you, Janet.
I will wave.
You'll wave those little signs for me, my little samples here. So I'll go grab my paper one. It's okay. So, and what do I press? Just that one. Okay. So I have 3 different versions of this on disk drives, hard drives, and even on paper, and the paper has come through for the presenter's view. So there we go. So with almost daily developments in 3D scanning and printing, the ceramic artist can feel overwhelmed and even threatened. The popular theory of craft requiring the touch of the hand is incongruous with the reality of using computer software and a machine to produce an object. And yet, artists have the ability to use this technology, which has recently become more economically realistic and accessible. It can be used to design, model, and prototype, and even create ceramic objects. I'll present my personal process of scanning and printing clay models for mold making and porcelain slip casting pieces used in assemblage fashion to create this work. I'll also present the work of ceramic artists and designers using these technologies for both prototyping and manufacturing, and make the case that this is a new and accessible technology and is just another tool available to the ceramic artist. My recent work is based on research and published article in the 2010 International Journal Ceramics Technical, co-written with Daniel Tankersley, MFA student, well, graduate now from the University of Florida. And I have relied on a 2-way collaboration between art and technology artists like Daniel to create this work. And I found the technical side is often challenged by my creative ideas and vice versa. About 5 years ago, I initiated a process that eventually led to a grant from the University of Florida Office of Research to set up a 3D fabrication lab in collaboration with the School of Art and Art History, as well as the College of Design, Construction, and Planning's Architecture School. The original equipment included computer-generated laser cutters, handheld 3D scanner, 2 rapid prototyping machines, digital file that print from digital files, and of course a CNC router. Expansions have included desktop printers and larger laser cutters, and this fall a move to a new and larger, well-ventilated lab space and an innovation work and dormitory space will occur. And we've also accrued another $200,000 for new equipment, including a ceramic/concrete 3D printer. There was a time when I thought the disciplines of ceramics and digital technology belonged in 2 very different worlds. Little did I know how much of an impact this would have on my current ceramic work. I've been swept up into the magic of this technology. In the summer of 2010, with the generous Faculty Enhancement Opportunity Grant from the university to study European porcelain, I was able to return as a resident to the International Ceramics Studio in Kecskemét, Hungary, with a group of invited artists. On this trip, I had only 2 weeks as opposed to the previous 4 weeks I had there. And so I wanted to maximize my use of the exquisite porcelain from the Heron factory, and so I wanted to bring models with me. So we scanned objects using a Z-Core scanner, which creates high-resolution digital 3D models. These models are incredibly precise, though not entirely free from imperfections. I set up this very sophisticated stand with a spinning Lazy Susan, which allowed us to turn the object around at an even pace. With some plasticine clay and a stick to hold the object away from the tabletop and other interference, we passed the scanner repeatedly over the object while turning it slowly. This scanner requires objects to be covered in randomly spaced reflective dots, which help to maintain a cohesive picture of the whole surface while being moved around and scanned from all angles. These screenshots show the noise, extraneous imagery, or holes that need mending, and as no printer will print with these faults in the mesh. Using modeling software, Tankersley removed unwanted information such as the stand, etc., to get to the more precise model, filling in gaps and that sort of thing, so it was ready for printing. A good question, and it's not often answered in publications, is what is a mesh? And the easiest way to describe it is a line segment that forms a polygon, and it's connected with vertices or points in 3D space. And most models that are made digitally use these polygon models. They're flexible, and they can be rendered easily by the computer. This image shows some computer screenshots with a model and a completed porcelain piece. And so you can see the various stages here. And I'm often asked the question, why use digital 3D technology for ceramics? Some of my answers are, the files are easily reproduced, altered, and resized. They can be transported via email and or flash drive. There's a degree of speed and flexibility not found in hand modeling. And the virtual models can be viewed easily from any angle and multiple perspectives. They can also produce durable models. I did bring one with me here that I can use in a relatively short period of time that I can use repeatedly. This is a screenshot of the interior of the Eden printer that I typically use for my model making. Creates solid physical versions of virtual organic objects in a hard, waterproof, durable resin. This is a very sophisticated machine and does very precise modeling. This view is inside the printer. On the left is just as it's finished up, you'll see kind of a milky looking surface at the bottom. That is the support material that's needed as part of the process. And on the right, the material has been power washed off and the hardened model is left. Now from this point on, then it's mold making and it becomes traditional, quote unquote, ceramics. And I typically spend the first few days at any residency in the plaster studio making molds of 3D rapid prototype models. My Natura, Nella Scatola Series was created with work from Hungary, made with herring porcelain. And this series allowed me to explore some familiar themes as well as new ones. I'm particularly interested in the juxtapositions I can create. Some of these include the permanence of clay versus the ephemera of paper, the 2D collage versus the 3D clay object, and fittingly, nature versus new technology. The box is laser cut and also scored, and it is used for display when open, and then when I take it down, then I'm able to close it within its own box. I continued to scan and print with Tankersley upon my return from Hungary and in preparation for a visiting artist residency here at Australian National University in May 2011. At a certain point, I realized that I was limiting myself to found objects, and so I wanted to learn how to create my own objects and images and learn a bit about 3D software. And so I sought the tutoring of another MFA student, and although there are lots of software packages that one can choose from, we work with Maya. And that's because it's the one that's most often used in our digital media program. In a tutorial approach, we built a model of a heart with a personal twist. And as we use this details here, you can see that there was I'm sorry, I'm a bit flustered because I thought I had longer than this, but anyway, we'll go on very quickly. And so you can see some of the results here. This particular screenshot shows you that Maya much more complicated than needed. There's lots of other sources of software that can be used, and here we have Blender, which is used by the student that I'm currently working with, and is freeware and much easier to use than Maya is. I use 123D Make very often because it's, again, free, able to download, and I'm able to do all kinds of cleaning up sorts of things that in previous times took lots more work to do. There's lots more simpler ones like Tinkercad and SketchUp. These are all free, downloadable, often geared towards children as well. Now to scan, I've been also using 123D Catch. And with 123D Catch, you actually can do this on your phone, or you can do it on your computer by taking 20 to 40 pictures. It involves a process called Photogrammerty, and where all of these images are then connected into a 3D process. The scanner that I'm most happy with, and something that's happening very often now, is Next Engine 3D Scanner. And this one is in our library, and this is a new movement where things are now available in libraries. We're also buying, our library is buying an iSense that attaches to an iPod, and they will sign it out for people to use. I had thought I had 20 minutes, so I'm a little flustered in terms of how much I should cover at this point in time. So I'll go kind of quickly just to talk to you a little bit more about these. There's different types of printing that is available in terms of the types of printings that can possibly be used. There's lots of bureaus that can be found that will help you with your printing and allow you to do the printing. You can send away to it. Shapeways is now doing porcelain. Figaro is another company that's using those, and also here's an example of some of the recent work that they're doing, and a little bit about just some desktops that are available, and I have lots more information that I'm happy to share with you at any point, and I better wrap up at this point in time, and I apologize that my timing in terms of my talk is a bit longer than I anticipated, so thank you.